Dan, what if they got this wrong? I struggle with this. I really do. And I know that there are some people that we probably give too much credit to for being gurus or geniuses around the NFL. But when I look at the career of Mike Tomlin, and I see that every year, even when he doesn't have a lot, he's able to do more with less. This year, Kenny Pickett can't play. Like, the guy can't. He's not good.
They know it.
Right? Like, and yet, here they are, still with an opportunity to finish above 500 yet again, and maybe make the playoffs. Still having an outside chance of making the playoffs. Whenever I listen to Mike Tomlin, he's number one on the list of coaches that I would want to play for. And I when this happened, when the Bears made the move for Chase Claypool, when we found out that he was available, the first thing that I kept asking myself was, why doesn't Tomlin want him? And the reason that I was asking myself that question was because the Steelers and the Bears are in similar situations where you are trying to bring along a young quarterback. I'm sure they were thinking that maybe Mitch Trubisky would be able to play a little bit better than he has. But you're trying to bring along a young quarterback. Therefore, you want him to have as many weapons as possible on the outside. And they looked at themselves and said, we're not going to pay this guy. And we think that we might be able to be better without him. We got this other guy that's really taken a step forward in his play. We don't need him. Since the trade, the Steelers are 6-2. And I remember at the time, all of us being like, which one of the second round picks did the Bears give away?
Oh, the good one. The one that's really essentially a first round pick. They might have panicked.
Mm-hmm.
They absolutely might have panicked. But so someone whose football thoughts I respect is concerned that Claypool in total is a pretty bright and aware guy who is trying to act the part of NFL wide receiver more than just being one. That he's more a construct. He's got the look, he's got the traits, he's got the measurables, he has the social media, at least the forward-facing professionalism.
Like he gets it.
It seems to, but may not have a high level of baseline functional football instinct and may just not be it as much as he looks like it.
I mean, the fact that this isn't working so far, I do think that is something that you look at Ryan Poles and say, yo, man, this was a misevaluation by you. You add that to the misevaluation on Velus Jones, and you go, are you sure that you know what you're looking at? Because as much as we understand the role that Poles and Eberflus are in, we have to be discerning when it comes to the moves that were made and what they gave up. And I really hope to God that this wasn't one of those things where, well, we can't let the Packers get him, so we have to up our offer. We have to instead of it being the Roquan pick, we'll give up this bad one. Like, I really hope that this wasn't a first-year GM getting fleeced and not looking at the mosaic and not doing the mental dig of, hey, I mean, it's a silly thing, but hey, why doesn't Mike Tomlin want this guy?
It's like what Steve Stone used to say about making a trade with the Cardinals or the Braves.
Right. Like, where you have to, there's certain coaches where you have to go, wait, that person's ability to scout and coach is probably better than the person that I'm working with. Why doesn't this person like that player?
Amid all of it, and however we want to interpret it, and someone could say, hey, I'm glad Chase Claypool's mad that he's not being targeted more because he wants in on the action. Maybe so you'll get targeted more if you're open more. You'll get targeted more if you run the right routes. And there's always an in-between. There's always some truth amid all of it. But I think my biggest takeaway from it is how maturely Justin Fields addressed it and handled it. He sounded like an NFL quarterback, very secure in his status and very secure in his role.
He was frustrated. He's a passionate player. He's passionate about the game. I think his emotions. He was just showing his emotion, which is cool. It's great to have emotion in the game, but you just have to know how to control it. Can't let it come out like that, because at the end of the day, that's not helping anybody. That's not helping the team. Everybody's frustrated. We're getting blown out. Like just call it what it is. We got punched in the mouth. Everybody feels that way, but. We talked to him. I talked to him like, that's not going to do anything. That's not helping anybody. That's just, spreading everybody apart. We need to be here for each other, stick with each other, and, fight. Not many teams in this league are, gonna fight the way we did. I just don't know. I'm getting really passionate, but it's just like every drive we were getting blown out. And I'm like, I don't care what the scoreboard is. We're going to go out there. We're going to play our hardest. And, they know that I'm doing that. So, of course, going back on Chase, he's passionate. But just has to learn how to, control those emotions and keep them inside, and just know what's gonna, be best for the team. He was like, yeah, my fault. I'm just frustrated right now. So he responded well, and I think he, learned from that moment, and just gonna grow from it.
It's kind of awesome when you see someone with like natural leadership ability.
I think he learned from that moment. That was almost parental.
Like, guy's 23, man. Like his natural leadership ability is very cool, and we've seen it multiple times throughout this year. It's really awesome and incredible. Dan, while you were gone, I got back on my TV show, the Football After Show.
Yes. I know you're excited about that.
I did yesterday's show. I'll do next week's show depending on what time the Bears game is, whether it's a noon game or 3:25.
I'm hearing whispers that it might be flexed depending on what happens in the intervening time.
Right, because Minnesota's seeding could bear on it differently, and so the NFL's trying to do all the math so that everything leads to the Sunday night game being win and you're in type deal.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But I was on the show with the boys yesterday, Dave Wanstead, Alex Brown, Lance Briggs, and the topic of Chase Claypool came up.
I don't think he's been given a big opportunity. Where is the opportunity? I mean, he come in, he might get 3 targets. Like, when he go, like, that's not an opportunity to me. You look across the way at what Detroit is doing, and it'll 13 targets in a game. This is opportunity. We're not giving him that opportunity. Now, he has to take advantage of the opportunity.
Right.
He's too big, too fast, too strong to not take advantage of one-on-one coverages, because when we're running the football for 200 yards, they're going to be one-on-one opportunities.
Right. Correct.
And Justin has to put the ball up so he can go make a play.
Yeah, I don't know where he was today. I don't know if he even played,
It felt like he didn't.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
it felt like he was inactive.
But why was he hurt? Why was he hurt? I got to see it. I mean, not that I'm partial to Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, but I got to see this guy show up and play at a high level before I'm totally sold on him.
He should be a red zone steal for us. You look at how Plaxico Burress was used in Pittsburgh, and whenever they got in the red zone, it's going up. And shoot, 80% of the time, Plaxico's coming up with the catch. So you would think that anytime that we get close into that red zone, there's got to be at least one throw to him, throw a 50-50 ball, like they call it, and there it is, into the end zone.
So that was the boys on the Football After Show on NBC Sports Chicago. There's a lot to unpack, man. Like, getting this wrong would be, oof. Like, that's an oof. Because you might have gotten the Larry Ogunjobi thing wrong, too.
And might have gotten saved from that. Or the doctors came up with the out for you on that one.
Yet that's another one where Mike Tomlin's like, well, I think that we can make it work. Just saying, put all of it onto a ledger when you're starting to talk about Ryan Poles.
And here also, we know for sure what a major storyline is for next year already. Independent of everything else. Draft position, trades, etc. It's going to be the ongoing reclamation of Chase Claypool, because that's what it is right now.
There's no doubt about it. Like that's why, like, I would understand if they said, look, Justin, this is what we're doing. Our first 2 drives, we're targeting him every play.
It's going to be
Smoke
go, stop and go.
Yep.
Double move.
And look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go out there. We're going to get you guys in a rhythm, and we're getting you the hell out of there. But he is your primary, and in some cases only.
I don't care if you get it picked.
Right.
We want to make a play on the ball.
Like, if you're going to play him, those are the types of things that I would like to see and like to see them do. Because I'd like for Chase Claypool to be good. And I don't know what's holding him back from being good.